All right. So welcome all. We're back to the show. The Jeff and Harrison Real Talk Show. We let you know how it is. Be the real. So you know how we started with. We're gonna start with our teams first, and we're gonna pick two topics for the week. See what's going on around the NFL. So I'll let Jeff go ahead first, 'cause I know he got a lot on his mind, man. Let me hear what we hearing about first.
Yeah.
The sorry
What's going
Patriots
on
or
with
the
the
sorry
Colts,
Colts?
What's going on with the Colts, That's more sexier, What's going on with the Colts?
All right. Here's what I'm gonna let you know what's going on with the Colts. The owner had enough. The guy said he's used to generational quarterbacks like Peyton Manning. And I mean, Andrew Luck had the talent, but he didn't play too long. But when he had a couple good stretches, he was good. So, the guy's spoiled. So then after Andrew Luck retired, we go through all these series of already been used quarterbacks that are past their prime or just aren't good enough. And then he's seen the writing on the wall. He's seen Matt Ryan just doesn't have it. Because Matt Ryan is all right. I mean, the guy was still putting 300 yards a game. But when you're not mobile in the NFL in 2022, you're sitting duck. We started seeing with Aaron Rodgers. We're seeing it with Tom Brady right now. You're seeing it with Matt Ryan. Even your boy Mac Jones. He's not that mobile. He's all right, but he ain't that mobile. So now it's like, if you can't move and get out of harm's way, you're going to get into a lot of trouble these days. So I feel like the owner said, you know what? Enough is enough. We can't keep putting band-aids on the position. It's the most important position on the team. No matter how good you build the roster, if your quarterback ain't elite, you ain't gonna get very far. So after you get embarrassed by the Titans 5 games in a row, we haven't beat those guys in over 2 years. So he's like, all right, it's about that time, man. Because if you keep going on this route, I guess in his opinion, Colts are just gonna end up like 8-9 or something. So we're gonna have a mid round first round draft pick. We're gonna get one of the bottom tier first round QBs, and that probably won't be good enough. So he's probably trying to make his move now, give Sam Ellinger a shot. But all right, young kid, I know we drafted you late in the draft 2 years ago, but now's your time to see what we have in you. And if you suck, even better. That means you might get top 10, top 5 first round draft pick. If you're good, maybe we got something we've been sitting on, like a hidden gem. But honestly, in my opinion, Sam Ellinger is limited to me because he can't throw the ball far. He maybe could throw 40, 50 yards pushing it, but I even think he could throw 50 yards. So he's more of a smart quarterback, and he has a little athleticism, so he will get out of harm's way a lot better than Matt Ryan. And I don't know. It sounds like he has a little bit of the it factor where he's not scared, but doesn't mean you're gonna be good. It just means you're not scared. So we'll see how he plays. Now he's gonna be playing with the ones because since he's been on the Colts, he hasn't played one snap of regular season football, not even in garbage time. So he always played preseason, and when he plays in preseason, he's playing with the second or third team. I don't even remember seeing him playing with the first team in one preseason game because it's hard to play with the first team. Most of the teams in the NFL now don't even like letting their starters play preseason. If they do, it's like one series and then get them out of there. I don't want them to get injured. So now we're about to see what he really got. He's about to go against real DNs, real D tackles, real linebackers. So you know, I'm gonna ride with them. I don't have them in one league in my fantasy football, so that sucks. I had him last week, but after Matt Ryan had a good ass game versus the Jaguars, I just released them in all my leagues, and now I regret it because who knows? He might be good for the rest of the year, but I don't think he's the future because for what the owner just did, that means he's going all in on getting the next guy. So you got to be a star to be the next guy. You can't be another mediocre quarterback. So if Sam wants to keep the job, and be the guy of the future, he's got to ball out for the rest of the season. Where the Colts GM and owner says we don't need to go draft a quarterback. So if you're not getting and if you're not convincing them enough to say we don't need to go draft a quarterback, then you're not gonna be that guy. He'll be a good QB too, I guess, because he's been in the system for 2 years now. He sat behind Philip Rivers for a little while and sat behind Matt Ryan for a little while and wins. So he learned a little something, something. So that's my opinion on the matter. I feel like the owner just had enough. After you throw a pick six and then another pick versus the Titans, that just tells the owner we can't win with you. Like how far you could get with a quarterback that can't get out of harm's way. He's 37. It's not his fault. He's getting beat up. The O line is trash. We got a bootleg right guard, bootleg left tackle. Our center's getting old. He's falling apart. He's getting beat several times throughout the game. So when your O-line can't hold no more and you have an old quarterback, that's a bad recipe. I mean, we thought he was going to be like another Philip Rivers, but I saw stats this week showing Philip Rivers didn't even get sacked as many times in the entire season he played compared to Matt Ryan, who only played 6-7 games and got sacked more than Philip Rivers did an entire season. So that tells you all you need to know. The O-line can't hold. So if the O-line can't hold, Matt Ryan can't ball. So Matt Ryan, I don't know if he's going to retire or just try to find another team that might want him. I don't know. But it's a wrap for Matty Ice, man. I guess he kind of said it, too. He told me that the guy's getting older. He's seen a lot of cracks in his games when he was on Atlanta. And I never thought that he would go from bad to worse with the O-line over there coming in Indy. But looks like that's what took place. And it's time for the Sam Ehlinger era. We'll see how that goes.
Definitely. Yeah, like I was saying last time, I just felt like he's old, so if he's not playing well, there's really nothing to hold on to or cling on to. Like I said, with Carson Wentz, at least he was younger, so if he didn't play at the level that you think he's playing, then you can be like, well, it's the first year in the system, he's only gonna get better. But with Matt Ryan and his age, there's just no reason to, keep making him the primary QB if you guys are not going to go far this season. But the real reason why you guys are making this move now, because I'm not going to lie, even if he's old and he has a couple bad games, he also had a couple good games.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a weird timing of why they decided to do it now. Like out of the woodwork, out of the blue, they decided to do it
What are you
now.
telling?
So I did a little bit more digging. And the reason why they decided to do it now is because of the money. So they are due to pay Matt Ryan $12 million next year, no matter what. If he gets injured, they're on hook for another $17 million. So that's why they're like, oh, let's cut it short now. Because if you read the reports, he's never starting again. He's not starting a down for you guys again. Even if Sam Ehlinger gets hurt, even if he plays bad, they are determined to not let him start or play again because they don't want him to get injured because they don't want to pay him that extra $17 million that they could if he gets injured and can't pass a physical in March 2023. That's how bad it is for Matt Ryan. Like, it would not surprise me if he doesn't even dress. It's so bad that there's reports that if they don't trade him, they might cut him. Just so that way there's no way he gets injured on their turf or in their hands. And so it's not their responsibility. So that is insane. And then there was also a report in the last 5 years, you guys spent over $145 million on QBs. That's by far the most. So your owner is sick and tired of spending all this money and paying these people even after they leave, especially when they don't perform well. So that's why this all of a sudden happened. Because it was like, what? It was just so random that they benched him now. And did they even wait for practice? Like, there was no QB competition. They're just like, nope, you're back up now. at least with when Patriots, when we were going through that, you saw Bill Belichick say, we'll see, you gotta give me time to make the decision. You guys are just like, nope, it's happening. And I was just like, what? That's why it was just such a shock because it kind of came out of nowhere. But after you read the tea leaves, then it's like, oh, okay, now it kind of makes sense. They just don't want to be paying all these millions because they're tired of paying millions. Now it makes more sense.
I don't blame him, man. You paying all these old quarterbacks all this big money, and well, where's that getting you, man? You just throwing money away. You might as well save it, let a young guy play, and put the money like into the roster at least.
Yeah.
Especially on that O line, man. That O line hurting us, man. We thought we had a good O line, and it just starts falling apart quick within 2 year span. That O line went from the Great Wall of Indy to a little shitty ass fence.
The patchwork. The
Right.
patchwork job.
So, all right, that makes sense. I didn't even do all that digging because I saw that he was injured right now with like a shoulder sprain. So I figured they're gonna let him rest. He's been getting killed every week in, week out kind of situation. So I guess they're just, watching their pocketbook at this point. So, all right, we can't pay this guy any more than we have to. So, let the guy that we pay almost nothing to start the rest of the way.
Yep. Yep. He's not even making $1 million this season. So
That sounds like the Chris Ballard way too. My GM probably was all on board. He said, "Oh,
yeah.
we ain't gonna be spending money. All right, go ahead. Let the young guy play. We'll figure out what to do with Matt Ryan for the rest of the year. We'll see if anybody will take him off our hands. We'll take whatever you get." You saw him sell Carson Wentz, so he'll probably take whatever you get from Matt Ryan. I don't know who's gonna pay anything for him though.
That's the problem. They're saying that's why he might be a cut candidate because he's so old and his cap hit is so high that it just doesn't seem likely. And all the QB needy teams are not good. Like you would have to go to a contender for it to make sense. And I don't see a contender like needing a QB right now. So I really think you guys are gonna cut him or just wait till the offseason.
Dang. That's crazy, man. This guy went from QB1 playoff aspirations. Some people had Super Bowl aspirations, to being
Those people are
cut.
on crack.
That's the NFL for you, man. You think you know something, you think you have a clue on what's going on, and then the whole fan base gets shocked. Monday morning, we'll go ahead and sit Matt Ryan for the rest of the year. What? I was at work when I get that news. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I need to go
That's what
on
I'm
break. I know what
saying.
to do with myself.
That's
Is this
why it
fake
made no
news?
sense. It made no sense because it just that's a bold statement. Like we're gonna start him for the rest of the year. It's like what? Like you're not even gonna see how he does in practice. You're not even like gonna let him fight for it. It's just no. This is the decision. This is final. And then after I read the report, because it just made no sense. But after I read the report, I was like, okay, now it makes more sense. This is the reason why. Because there's no way. Like don't get me wrong, he did play well, but he didn't play that bad for him to not ever get a shot for the rest of the season. So, but yeah.
Damn. Well, RIP to the Colts. Hopefully they do it smart and we tank. Because at this point,
Take first down.
we need it because nothing else
Y'all
is
not
working.
getting
I mean,
you already won too many games.
We're 3-1. How's that too many?
Lions have one win, so I think
but the Lions are still fighting. The Lions are still fighting.
I think Ellinger will fight. I think Frank Wright will fight because that's another thing. I think if they don't perform well or at least mediocre, their jobs might be on the line. So I don't think you guys are gonna tank for real.
I don't care what Frank Reich does. He's out. I'm done with him.
Whoa!
I'm done. I had enough. I seen enough.
Wow, that's a quick switch.
This guy loses
right
to Mike Vrabel 5 games in a row. Now we're the little brothers. Man, Tennessee used to be the little brothers for like a decade when Peyton was there. All he did was laugh at that team. It's like, aha, you have CJ2K, so what? We got Peyton. You got Landell White, so what? Like, we didn't care who you had. You had DeMarco Murray. Oh, what's he going to do? Run? We still going to win. Like, it didn't matter. But now it's like, we can't beat them boys. They didn't even score a touchdown. They didn't score one offensive touchdown.
Yeah.
The only touchdown they had was the pick 6 for Matt Ryan. And they went with field goals. So That
Yeah.
tells me if Matt Ryan didn't mess up and throw a pick six, we could have won the game. Because Tennessee couldn't throw one touchdown because our defense was shutting them down. Colts got good defense. Like
Yeah.
all throughout the year, they've been keeping us in the game. Our offense just can't deliver because they're keeping these teams below their average. They're making them not score in the fourth quarter. Still, I think still to this week, I don't even know if there's a single team that scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter versus us. If there's one team, that's probably the Max, because we've been holding their teams down, hoping and praying our teams would catch fire at the end of the game and just win it at the last second. And sometimes we're able to do it, and sometimes you weren't. So now we're 3-3-1. So it's about time, man. Like Frank Wright is not the answer. I'm almost out on Chris Ballard, but I'm not because he brought talent to the team now. Because we had nothing when Peyton Manning went out those doors. We had T.Y. Hilton, Peyton Manning. I mean, when Peyton Manning left, we had T.Y. Hilton. Uh, I guess Andrew Luck. I guess Andrew Luck was there, but he didn't last long. And maybe Ryan Kelly, our center. He was good for a little while, but now he's falling apart. I don't know what's happening, but he's getting old quick. So it's like he built the team, he built the roster pretty well because now we had the most Pro Bowlers out of the entire NFL last season, and we got a lot of good players now. Look at Stephon Gilmore. That's a great addition for us. He's been locking the other receivers down for the opponent, the opposite teams. So we got DeForest Buckner, and that's a big dude in the middle. He's like 6'7", and just wrecking the O line when he goes through it. He's always double teaming, still making it through it, getting sacks or putting pressures on QBs. So I feel like we have a good D line, good linebacking core. The DBs are solid. I'm like, damn, when the Colts defense ever been solid across the board in all three levels like this? I can't remember. Maybe since the Bob Sanders days, but even then, we're a leaky defense back then. We had Dwight Feeney and Robert Mathis for the D line, but the D tackles wasn't much. And then for our linebackers, I guess you could say Gary Brackett was straight, but that's about it. And then for our DBs, we had Bob Sanders, uh, maybe Marlon Jackson. It's like these borderline good, solid guys, but no stars, besides Bob Sanders. So it's like we had a solid defense for some years during the Peyton Manning era, but nothing like this defense. So I like the D. The offense looks like it has potential. My boy Paris Campbell coming along. So, I'm gonna give him a shout out. And Michael Pittman is good. I could see him being a starting receiver, a wide receiver one for a long time because he wins a lot of jump balls and he's been getting a lot of receptions. So it looks like it's hard to cover him one-on-one. And then Jelani Woods been doing good in the red zone. That's our rookie tight end. He already got a couple of touchdowns in the red zone. So it's all right. We got a little potential coming. Jonathan Taylor needs to get back to where he should be if the old line would finally start blocking like they used to. So the team in general, it's a solid team, man. You just need the right quarterback leading the way, and I think we could get right back to being one of the best teams in AFC for real if we have a good quarterback. But we need a mobile one, so that way if the O line don't hold, it's not the play can't be dead immediately when the O line can't hold, because that's what's been happening with Matt Ryan. They get by the left tackle, they get by the guard, the play is over because Matt Ryan can't buy you anytime. So we'll see how it goes. And for the rest of the season, I don't even know how to feel. Like, should we tank and be made fun of the rest of the year, or should we keep fighting and see what happens? What do you think, man?
That's a tough question. It just depends how good Sam Ellinger is. I would say maybe give it 1 or 2 games. If he looks like he can potentially be franchise QB, be the future, then don't tank. Now, if he sucks, then yeah, tank all the way. So it just depends how good Sam Ellinger is.
All right. That's what it is then. So, next week around this time, I'll let you know how I feel about him. Now to you, because last week you told me Bailey Zapp, Bailey Zappi, he the man. He's gonna take Mac Jones' job. Bailey Zapp, he looks good. I don't know if Mac Jones is gonna have a starting position for too much longer. So Bailey Zapp came in the game for the Chicago versus the Chicago Bears. First drive, dropped a bomb to your boy Devontae Parker, jump ball, two defenders around him. He don't care. I'm throwing it up. My boy 6'3", he'll go get it. And then next thing you know, he throws a little hop skip kind of pass to Jacoby. Jacoby doing his little worm move, whatever, to get in the end zone. He got it though. I give it to him. He got the touchdown. And then he scores another touchdown. So it's like, oh damn, maybe Mac Jones is the problem. But after that, Bailey Zapp looks like he's a fourth round quarterback, man. He got toasted by the Bears after the dust settled in. So now, how you feeling, man? Who's the starter over there with the Patriots?
They already announced it's gonna be Mac Jones, but I still think Bailey Zappi's better. I think if Bailey Zappi would have a full week game plan, start the game, and just have that confidence, I think he'll be a better quarterback than Mac Jones. But I understand what the Patriots are doing. They're trying to give Mac Jones every chance to be the starter because they invested so much in him. So that's why I'm not mad that he's already been announced that he's starting this week against the Jets. But I feel like eye test, Bailey Zappi is better. Like it wasn't a surprise to me as soon as he came in. It's just like we started scoring points. And even when he started getting turnovers, the turnovers were like minor issues, just like the ball being batted down. And then we had a couple penalties. So it's like things that we can be like that can be fixed. So I just feel like he just needs more continuity with the ones and then just starting. And I really think he could be a decent quarterback going forward. I think he could be better than Mac Jones. So, but the fact that we invested so much in him, we're still gonna ride out with Mac and see what he has to give. But I like that the pressure's on, so that way he knows, like, yo, I got somebody breathing on my neck. I can't take this lightly. I need to start producing. So it's like a good, healthy quarterback battle. But I still think Zappi's a better quarterback, and that's just my opinion.
Dang, y'all spent a first rounder on your boy Mac
I
Jones.
agree. I agree, but at the same time, you have to produce wins and losses. Like first rounders, they're nice, but a lot of them don't pan out. But what we need is wins and losses. And Patriots are notorious for not our first rounders not panning out or we not keeping them. I mean, the Kill Harry, we traded Chandler Jones. I mean, the list goes on and on. Like Malcolm Brown's not with the team no more. Like we're notorious for not keeping our first rounders, or they're just not panning out. So it'll just be another one added to the list. But I seriously feel like Zappi's a better quarterback. But we'll see what Mac has. So I'm okay with it.
I mean, all right, I guess. I mean, after watching the whole Chicago game, I don't feel like Zappy's that good. I seen him miss a lot of open guys. I seen him short arm the ball a lot. I'm like, he's missing wide open throws, and there wasn't pressure. So I don't see. I mean, the first two drives, all right, that shit was nice. I was like, damn, that's when he surprised me. I'm like, he just came into the game and he's already dropping bombs. Mac Jones was dinking and dunking. He's like, nah, forget that. I'm dropping that bomb down there. So after the first two drives, I was like, damn, mad respect. The kid's trying to win the job. Um, but um, for the rest of the game, I just seen him miss too much. So maybe, like what you said, give him a full week to practice. If they designed the plays for him and he was the starter all along, maybe that would have looked a little different. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt this time. But I guess we'll see if Mac Jones don't deliver. We'll see more Bailey Zappi and see what he got, because you might go into the season having no QB by the end of it all and have to go get another QB in the offseason. So I think the Patriots are kind of where the Colts are. And I'm not gonna lie. I think y'all sitting on a QB carousel and you don't know if either guy is the guy for the future.
Yeah, but the only thing is that at least with our guys, they're young, and we don't have a lot invested in them, like not a lot of money wise. So that's why I feel like we're slightly a little bit better. But either way, it's nothing to brag about.
I don't know if y'all better. Y'all offense look, you spend all the
Your
money
offense
on
doesn't
those
look
tight.
good either.
I know, but y'all spend all that money on those tight ends and receivers, and I mean Hunter Henry.
That's true.
I think he got one reception the whole game. What's the other? What's the other tight
Johnny
end?
Smith. But the
Forgot
good
his
thing
name
is
already.
a lot of those people we signed, they're on like 2 3 year deals. So by next year we should have a lot more cap space. So that's the beauty
Okay,
of those signings.
so that means y'all getting rid of Nelson Aguilar then, right?
We're trying to trade him, and his
That's what I
contract is
mean.
done.
He's
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
getting rid of him.
Kendrick Bourne is another guy. He's
He's
on like a
gone.
3 year contract, but all the guarantee money is basically out.
Hmm.
Another one is Hunter Henry. He signed a 3 year contract, and most like I would say most of his guarantee money is out. So a lot of these guys we can literally get rid of and have
Okay.
a lot more money. So we're not in a bad spot, but we're not in a great spot either. So that's
Okay.
exactly where we are.
Okay. Sitting right in the middle, mediocre. Gotcha.
I would say below mediocre, honestly, but it's just my
Damn.
opinion.
So y'all honestly
Yeah.
gonna be the fourth in your division then, huh?
We might be, but I think we're better than the Jets. Like I would put money we're gonna beat the Jets this week. I would put money. But the problem is I think Jets may have a better record than us by the end of the
Yeah.
season.
They're
But
like 5-2 right now.
I think we're gonna sweep them, personally.
Whoa, big
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. Jets are
Big
frauds, man.
talk.
Jets are big frauds. Jets are big frauds. Like
Okay.
big. Like
Okay. You
probably the
know me.
biggest fraud in the NFL.
I'm not betting on them Jets. I know they're gonna fall apart.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Zach Wilson doesn't even look good. I don't even know if he
Zach
could put up
Wilson looks
200 yards a
horrible.
game.
He looks horrible. That's the problem with the Jets. It's like they're winning by just playing careful football.
Yeah.
But the problem is you can't win consistently that way because teams are eventually going to get buttoned up. Teams are going to eventually realize their weaknesses and exploit it. And I'm telling you right now, their weakness right now is passing. And the fact that Brees Hall just got injured for the rest of the year, they're going to have to pass more. And good
Dang.
luck with that. Good luck with that.
All
Think
right.
James Robinson's gonna save you? Okay, good luck with that. Simple
Well,
as that.
we're gonna segue right into the Jets because that was my topic right there. Jets and then the 49ers. So let's keep it rolling with the Jets. So if you got James Robinson, you got Michael Carter, you can't stay afloat. It looks like a solid 1-2 punch to me.
It's solid, but to be honest with you, I didn't think they would have stayed afloat with Brees Hall. Like my definition of afloat is playoffs. They're not going to the playoffs. Like they're gonna be better than what they were the years prior. They might be a little bit under 500, which is very good for the Jets. They're used to winning like 3 4 games a year, so they're still gonna have a good season in their eyes. But they're not making the playoffs. They're not a real team, and that's what I have
Okay.
to say about that.
I mean, I can't disagree. I mean, the AFC, even though they don't look as good as we all thought they would be in the beginning of the season, we thought they're going to be a monster conference. Now we look at the AFC West, they all look like they got holes. So it's all right. Maybe not. The AFC is not as great as we thought they're going to be. But the Jets, I don't see the Jets making playoff in that because, first of all, you got Zach Wilson that doesn't know how to use his weapons. I mean, you got two good receivers, I would think, that came out of college in the past 2 years. I mean, you got
Elijah
Wilson and
Moore,
then
Cedric
Elijah
Wilson,
Moore.
Garrett
I feel
Wilson.
like, yeah, Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. So I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, you got two great wide receiver prospects on your roster playing wide receiver 1 and 2. And then you got decent running backs. So Michael Carter was good out of North Carolina. That guy was a great
yeah,
receiving back. And I mean, he's not an in between run through the tackles kind of running back, but he could do it every now and then. He's more of a get outside tackles kind of running back and, beat the linebacker, make him miss to try and get more yards. But you just picked up Robinson so he could go and get through the middle. You get those tough yards for you. So I feel like you got few pieces to keep the offense alive. I mean, their O line probably sucks. I just saw Elijah Vera Tucker's out for the season, so their O line's constantly just getting decimated. So maybe that's a big reason why Zach Wilson can't be consistent. But that defense is keeping them alive. I guess Sauce Gardner's the real deal. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's all hype or, like you say, frauds. I don't know. I got to see a little bit more games from them. But what I do know is I thought the coach was going to be gone after this year. But now I think he bought himself some time. What do you think?
Yeah, the coach, I always thought he was good. And I'm not gonna lie, when he made that comment, I'm keeping receipts, I actually like that comment. I think the coach is very respectable. I think he's perfect for that team because he's more like a rah-rah guy, which I feel like you need that when your team is continuously bad. Like sometimes you just need somebody that motivator rather than that intellectual type of coach. So I think he fits New York very well. I've never had a question about their coach. I just think their QB is not good, and that's the only reason why I don't think they're a great team. I think their QB is below average. I thought that last year. I even think that more this year, and I feel like he's eventually gonna get exposed. So that's the only reason why. I like their defense. I like their weapons. The QB is not good. And that's just my opinion.
Damn. So what are you going to do? I mean, the guy's still in his rookie contract. I mean, do you let
They're
it
going to
play
get
out?
another one. What do they do every 3 years? They get another one. And then another one. And then another one. I just hope this time they're smart. Like, get a QB that actually is good. Because when I promise you, I never heard of Zach Wilson until draft week. Like,
Damn.
get a known QB that actually is good. Like, you've been hearing names. I mean, his name for months, years. Not just some guy, oh, he has a beautiful arm. Oh, he looks good. Oh, no, they need to get a Deshaun Watson or like a CJ Stride or like a Bryce Young. They need to get a QB that has been good in college football for 2-3 years so you can be like, okay, this is a safe bet. Let's go with him. I get a QB that just came out of the woodworks or did great in the combine and has a great arm. Like, no, they need to get a good QB, actually invest time with that QB, and then I feel like they'll eventually turn it around. But I just don't believe in Zach Wilson, and that's just me. So that's all I have to say about it.
Damn. So we're getting now. We got to revisit this because you guys are playing them, and if they beat you, man, what you gonna say then?
Nah, they're not gonna beat us. We own the Jets. We've always owned the Jets. That's the only team in the NFC East we consistently own every year. So that's not changing.
But I'm a little confused here because the Bears suck, and then y'all made the Bears look good.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, the Bears had 10 days, 11 days to focus on us. So that's my excuse, and that's what I'm rolling with.
All right. We'll let it ride this week. We'll see what happens by the weekend, and then we'll talk about this some more. So we'll move on to your team. What you got for me?
Oh, Giants, man.
All right,
Giants.
Giants, the other New York team.
I have
All
a
right.
declaration. I am a believer officially in Daniel Jones. I think
Man,
Daniel Jones is a franchise QB now. I
wow.
really do. I really do. Because again, I go by stats, but I also go by moments. And I've seen Daniel Jones earlier. He's more of a nerd. Doesn't really take things serious. Always has a dumb smile on his face. This year he changed, man. I don't know if you've seen, but he's not smiling. I remember after he beat Packers in London, he wasn't even happy. He was just shaking people's hand. Yeah, man, good game, good game. I was like, what? Like that's Daniel Jones? What? And then this one
Okay.
play this week really shocked me. Really shocked me. I was like, wow. I'm a believer now. He freaking it was 4th and 2. They're up by like a field goal or 6 points. They're on like the 3-4 yard line. In my head, I'm like, they should kick the field goal because they're up. They're going against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's not even a good offensive team, so go for the field goal. Their coach went for the conversion, so he went for the 4th down conversion. They failed. He threw a pass, like a little slant pass to Marcus Johnson, right on the money. Marcus Johnson dropped it,
Of
and
course.
Daniel Jones lost his mind. I was like, what? 2 years ago, Daniel Jones would have been like, we'll try again next time. He was mad. You could see him visibly cussing, like, catch the damn ball. I'm like, wow, you changed. I believe in you now. Because now that's gonna blow through the whole locker room. Like, no, we're not making mistakes. We're not okay with mistakes. We're not okay with we'll get it next time. You need to capitalize on every opportunity. And I'm telling you right now, Daniel Jones to me is a franchise QB. He's never gonna have gaudy numbers, but he'll win and he'll fight for you. He'll make key plays. I think he's a franchise QB this year, and he proved it to me. I was like, wow, I was shocked after that. I was like, what? You're actually mad? I've never seen you mad a day in my life on TV. I was just happy, or, oh man, we'll get it next time. He was visibly cussing, and I was so proud of him. I was like, that's the type of passion, the type of anger you need. So that way, the other weapons, the other players on the team can see, oh, that's our leader, that's our quarterback, that's who we're going to battle with. And I'm telling you right now, in my eyes, he's a franchise QB, and I'm happy for him.
Wow. That's a big 180 coming from you, man. I thought
I
you were ready to
know.
just let him go out to pasture and ship him out and bring in the next QB in. Damn. So,
Tell you, man.
do you think it's the coach that switched his mindset, man? Because his mentality, like you
I
said, is
I
totally
think
different.
I think I think it's a combination of things. I think it's contract year. That obviously has something to do with it. I think it's the coach. I think that has a big thing to do with it. And I think it's just maturity. I think he realizes this is make or break. I'm tired of being a joke. I'm tired of being a laughing stock. And I don't want to end up like these other QBs that don't get a second contract. Because I'm telling you right now, he has all the tools. He has all the abilities to be a good quarterback. He just has to be serious and he has to want it. So he's probably realizing in his head, like, I just have to take this seriously and I can get 30 million a year. Simple as that. I mean, if Ryan Tannehill can get it, why can't I? He reminds me of a Ryan Tannehill, just younger and better. That's literally what he reminds me of. So I think that's what he like. Again, I don't know him personally, but I think that's what like he's probably thinking. Like, yo, like I need to stop playing these games so that way people can take me seriously. And then he probably noticed, oh man, this year's a lot different. Like I'm winning, so now let's go more in this direction. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm telling you right now, it shocked me. The first thing that shocked me was when the Giants beat Packers. And I could see him shaking other players' hand and just being all stoic. Like not because years before he'll be happy or we won. He's just like, oh, good
Yeah.
game, good game. Just a mad face, just good game, good game. I'm like, what? That's weird. And then I saw him on Sunday getting mad. Like he literally went like boom, like spit, like punched his hand. Like he didn't catch that. Like I was like, what? Is this the same person? And I was just like, that's why they're winning. That's why they're good. And if you notice, he's not throwing a lot of interceptions. He's not
Yeah.
making a lot of fumbles. He's
Yeah.
being clean. Again, he's not having gaudy numbers, but they're winning because they have a good team. Their offense is not dynamic, but their defense is good and solid. I mean, overall, their team is good. So
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's credit to him, and I think he's a franchise quarterback now. Like I would want him on Patriots, and that's saying a lot. Like I would like to,
Damn.
yeah,
You would
man.
swap
Because
him for
I'm a,
Bailey?
I mean, Bailey's young, so I don't know what Bailey's gonna turn into. But I'll swap him for Mac. I'll
Okay.
swap him for Mac right now. But
Okay.
the thing is, it's just I like that. I like people who are serious. Like I don't like people who are smiling or think it's a game. Like for instance, when CD Lamb dropped that pass and against Buccaneers, I think Dak threw it and then he dropped it. And then he just started smiling. I'm like, how is that funny? That's not funny. You just caused your team probably a touchdown.
Yeah.
See, I don't like players like that because then you think it's a game or you think it's not as serious. I like people who show serious passion when things don't go right. Don't get me wrong, there's a limit to it. I don't want OBJ kicking nets and, trying to start fights. No, that's too much passion,
Yeah.
but just a little bit so that way your teammates know, okay, we got to step up. Okay, you're serious. Okay, my bad. So that's why I feel like he hit that next realm. I feel like now, in my eyes, you're a franchise QB because If you're doing that, that's just that's gonna make the rest of the Warriors follow you, especially at the quarterback position. And I'm telling you right now, man, it's not a surprise they're 6-1. I thought it was smoke and mirrors. No, it's because of him and his attitude change. And if Giants are smart, they'll lock him up.
Okay,
So,
okay. So lastly on the Giants, I'm put your feet to the fire. You know, I need a hot take. These boys win a playoff game or what? What you got?
yeah,
What you think?
yeah, yeah, they'll
Damn.
win a playoff game. Yeah, yeah. They're
Okay.
serious, man. They're serious. I'm
Okay.
telling you right now, they're serious. Because the thing is, in my eyes, they're probably gonna get fifth seed
Hmm.
or sixth seed at worst. But I'll say fifth seed. And if they get the fifth seed, they're probably gonna play Minnesota, the winner of the NFC West, or the winner of the NFC South. And none of those teams look good. And I think they could beat any of those teams. I would say right now,
Damn.
barring any injuries, they'll win a playoff game.
Wow. That just tells everybody in the country they don't know nothing about what they talking about. Because before the season started, nobody had the Giants even making the playoffs.
Well, the thing is, it's all about the QB. The QB matters a lot. And if the QB makes a shift, that changes everything. It's the same thing with Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Same things with Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Same things with Bengals and Joe Burrow. If you get that QB that's actually, mediocre or good, especially when you were expecting them to be good or mediocre, you're expecting them to be trash.
Yeah.
And then they're good, then it's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Now we could do something. Same thing with Seattle and Geno. So it's
Gino.
so serious. Because the thing is, the best thing they have going for them, especially when you don't expect the QB to be good, you kind of load up on everything else.
Yeah.
You kind of have money to spend on D line, have money to spend on cornerbacks, have money to spend on linebackers. Because you're not paying your QB $40 million.
Yeah. That
So
makes
then
sense.
it's less on his shoulders, and then you have more of a solid team around him. So that's what I'm saying. They're for real because they didn't expect this. The country didn't expect this. And now that he is good or he's playing well, man, they can go far. Now, don't get me wrong. The Super Bowl, you still gonna need that guy under center. But to win a playoff game, come on. Jimmy G wrote the handbook for that, man.
Damn. Okay. I'll
Come
take
on.
your word for it. And if it don't come true, I'm coming for your head.
Again,
So,
barring injury. Barring injury. If
yeah.
Saquon
Yeah.
gets injured, they're done.
Okay. True that.
But
True
barring
that.
injury,
Because
they
they the real deal.
yeah,
All
I
right.
think so,
So,
man.
last topic for me. So, you said Jimmy G wrote the handbook. So, where's Jimmy G going this year? Because I feel like you got C Mac, but can you rely on C Mac? So, if you have C Mac, a healthy C Mac for the rest of the year, how far they get into the playoffs? Because last year they got far, but as we know, they don't be scoring touchdowns like that. So you can't get to the Super Bowl if you ain't scoring touchdowns. So are they finally getting over the hump and get to the Super Bowl, man?
No, I don't think they're getting to the Super Bowl. But the problem with San Fran that most people I guess gloss over is that they have a lot of injuries, man. A lot of injuries, but it's injuries to non-sexy picks. Like their left tackle's injured, their safety's injured, their Nick Bosa's out. It's not like Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle. It's not the sexy players. It's all the gritty players. The unknown players are not as popular, so that's why it doesn't get as publicized. But that's the problem with 49ers. They're very hurt. They're very injured. And that's why they probably don't look as good as you think they should. But I don't think they're making the Super Bowl. Like even with those healthy players, I don't think they're making the Super Bowl. Because Super Bowl, I think for the most part, you need that guy. And Jimmy G's not that guy. That's why
Damn,
for the Giants, I mean, it's not a shock. Everybody knows that. For
damn.
Giants, that's why I said they'll win a playoff game, but they ain't going to the Super Bowl because in the Super Bowl, I feel like you need that quarterback. Now, don't get me wrong. Every now and then, good defensive team can make it. If the QB gets hot in the right moment,
Hmm.
then they can ride the wave to the Super Bowl. But I would say no if you're asking me. I don't think San Fran will make the Super Bowl.
Damn. So all that draft capital, all this trading around that San Fran been doing over the past couple years, all for nothing. That's what you're telling me. They're not winning nothing with it.
I mean, I wouldn't say for nothing, because just because you don't win the Super Bowl this year, that doesn't mean you can't win it eventually. The biggest draft trade was Trey Lance. That was the biggest, move they made, even beyond Christian McCaffrey. And he's injured right now. So imagine him and Trey Lance. That
I
would be
don't know,
nice.
man. Trey Lance didn't look good to me when he was playing, so you got to
I
convince me a
agree.
lot better than that.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not a believer of Trey Lance. But I'm just saying you can't just be like, oh, they have to win it this year, because their biggest move was Trey Lance and he's not playing. So that's why I feel like, they don't have to win it this year. Like Colts had to win it this year because Matt Ryan's old and he's playing now.
Yeah.
But Trey Lance is
Okay.
young and he's hurt. So that's why they don't have to play it this year. That's why that move with Christian McCaffrey is not that bad. Whereas they don't even have to have a sense of urgency because he has a 3-year contract left and Trey Lance is injured. So
Okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You know what? I still can't put my finger on it. Who's the best player on the San Francisco 49ers, man?
well, right now I would say Debo Samuel.
Debo's still the best?
Yeah, who would you say?
I mean, C-Mac came into town. Does that mean that Debo numbers will start going down? Because just last week
I mean,
alone,
I
it
think
started
so.
to. It started
I
to.
think so. Yeah,
It's like he was the second or third option.
But Debo hasn't even had a great season this
I
year.
mean, so
Like he only had like 2 good games.
how's he the number one guy then?
Well, he probably draws the most attention, and he's the most explosive. So that's how I would say he's the number one.
Okay, I
But
mean, C-Mac came into town, so they don't really need Debo back there doing running back plays. So now he might be strictly more receiver. Do the little bubble screens, do your little short 5-yard hooks, trying to break some ankles. But if that's not going for you, they're going to C-Mac, or they might go to Ayuk or Kittle. So it's like, to
yeah,
me, they have a couple good options, but I don't know who the best guy is. Is C-Mac already best number one offensive guy they got now?
I would have said right now. I said he may turn into that, but right now I think you still have to give it to Debo. But I don't think Debo minds. Like if C-Mac is the one getting all those hits or being the number one guy, Debo already got paid, so I'm sure he doesn't mind. But if you ask me now, I still say it's Debo.
Okay. I guess we have to wait and see with that one because all that's so damn new. That should happen right middle of the damn middle of the damn football game. They just saw trades, so it's a new. C-Mac got to learn the playbook. Debo's probably getting
Yeah.
adjusted to play in a little lesser role, but maybe it'll be
Yeah.
more impactful because now he don't have to get the ball so many times in the game. So the times he do get them, it might be more explosive plays. I mean, he already does a bunch of those, but we have to see how his value takes a hit and see how far the 49ers go because I feel like I can't put my finger who's the best team in the NFC anymore. Can you?
I mean, right now you'd have to give it to Eagles. I don't know why people don't want to give it to Eagles. I guess because they don't believe in Jalen Hurts. Again, I don't understand why, but it's definitely the Eagles.
Are they?
Eagles, yes, it's the Eagles. But
Is it?
yeah, it is. But again, I mean, right now it's the Eagles for sure. I really don't see any team overtaking them. The only team that might be able to take them is probably the Giants or Cowboys. Um,
Damn.
no other team I can see could take the Eagles. Not even 49ers. I don't think they could take the Eagles. So yeah, I think it's the Eagles hands down. So
Man, that's
that's the thing.
crazy to me that the NFL least became the NFL beast. Like, how'd that
I know.
happen in 1 year?
No defense, and because of defense, because all these QBs, all these other teams relied heavily on their QB, and this year's kind of proven like you need that full team, man. Like you need a full team, unless you have a wizard. Which again, to me, there's only 2 or 3. Like Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, and then the third spot is like a rotation. It could be Joe Burrow, it could be Lamar Jackson, it could be Justin Herbert. But it's those two and then a third guy, depending on the week. But besides that, you need a full team because all these other teams that pay their quarterback $40 million or a lot of money and like didn't or compromise on maybe the O line or the defense for the receivers. They're feeling it. I mean, look at Packers, look at Bucs, look at Rams. Like they're feeling it because they have
Yeah,
all these other holes that they can't afford to, plug because too much money is going to the quarterback, and now they're struggling. So, tell
damn.
you, man.
You're right. That's a good way to look at it. If the QB don't deliver when you're paying them all that money, then the whole team suffers because they don't got no more money. Go get a guy to fix the problem.
Yeah,
So you just got right out with the C plus, C minus guy that's out there,
yeah,
and
yeah. Hope they
you,
eventually get it.
you cross your
Yeah,
fingers.
yeah,
Hopefully they have a couple good stretches. All right.
yeah.
So
The
we'll
real
see.
thing.
So to me, it's starting to seem, according to you, Eagles coming out the NFC, and I think the Bills are coming out the AFC. So it might be a Bills Eagles Super Bowl. I don't know. What you think?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Chiefs are up there. I would say Eagles. I'll tell you right now, maybe Giants or Cowboys are up there too. Yeah, but right now, if I had to put money, I would say Bills versus Eagles. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Damn, that's crazy how the NFL works, man. I mean, you could have kind of seen the Bills doing it
yeah,
because
sure.
what you saw last year in the playoffs versus the
Yeah,
Chiefs,
for sure.
they arrived, man. Nobody wants to play that team.
Yeah,
So you could say, all right, I see the Bills coming out the AFC, but the NFC before the season start, I swear I thought it was gonna be the Bucks again. Cause I'm like,
I thought so too. I thought, Bucks for sure. Maybe Rams, but I would have picked Bucks before Rams.
yeah, me too.
Um, but besides those two, I really didn't know who else to pick. But I don't know. I still feel like the Bucks should turn it around, but they just have so many problems. It's hard
I
to
don't,
like believe.
I don't know if they could turn it around because the number one weakness of Brady,
Yeah,
pressure.
pressure.
So if that
Yeah,
O line ain't holding, Brady ain't delivering, and that's what's been
no.
happening. They lost a lot in their O line the offseason, and they clearly didn't replace it.
Well, they
So
lost two guys, and then their center got injured.
that's
So
3 out of 5 guys
yeah,
on your starting
yeah,
O line.
and their left tackle, I guess, hyperextended his elbow week one, and supposedly he's still feeling it.
So
So the
that's
only
three and a
good
half
guy they have
guys,
is Tristan Wirfs. That's the only. God forbid he might get injured too. So
right? They're praying nothing
it's
happened to
bad.
that man. So 3.5 guys out of 5 is injured or something's going wrong. So Brady's probably thinking, I should have retired. What the hell was I
Yeah,
thinking?
it's sad.
I
It's
saw the
so
writing on
sad.
the wall when those
So
guys already
sad.
were retiring or leaving. I should just say, you know what? Is that time?
It's crazy because the O line's probably the main problem, but they have other problems as well. Like the receiving core is not as good. Like
Right? We
Godwin
thought
doesn't look the same.
we thought they're gonna be nasty. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but I
damn,
thought they were gonna be great, good, but I wouldn't say nasty. But because and then Julio Jones. I mean, I called this. Like, who
yeah,
could it have called
yeah.
this? This
Everybody
guy
called
just
this.
doesn't play.
It's how
He
it's been for
doesn't
like three
play.
years now. The guy gets a
Yeah, that's why.
contract, plays a game and a half in the season, and sits the rest of the season out.
That's why when Bucks fans were happy that they got Julio, I'm like, have you seen Julio the last 2 years? Like, you really think he has a TB12 method? He's gonna just recover? Like, you really think Alex Guerrero is gonna be a genie? And you're like, oh, no more injury. Like, that's what literally people were telling me. Like, oh yeah, well, he has a TB12 method. He's gonna be healthier now. Blah, blah. I'm like, okay, buddy. And then we're going to week 8, and this guy played maybe a game and a half. I probably even gave him too much credit.
Right?
Like,
Maybe a
I
game
don't even
and a
think he.
half.
I didn't
Because
even
even
think
the
he played a
games,
game there.
even if he does play in the game, he ain't
Yeah,
doing
he gets
much.
hurt.
Maybe 2
No, he got
catches.
hurt,
Then,
and he got hurt because he don't do much because he gets hurt in the game, and they
right?
just say, "Okay, take the rest of the game off, buddy."
I'm out. Hand
So,
me, coach. Hand
yeah,
me.
yep,
You know how it is.
yep.
Hey, start the ice, dog.
Sad,
Damn,
dog.
you're right, dog. It
I
is sad.
really hope. I really hope people in the NFL finally realize he's done. Like,
I mean,
I low key would be mad if another team signs him next year. Dog. I'd be like, really?
it's
Just hire the
Julio,
guy as a
so
coach, dog. At this point, if
I
I hire him
feel
as a
like
coach, be like, yo, you're a glorified wide receiver coach. Here you go. Like,
What is he doing, man?
Nothing. I
He's
think he
playing
just
three,
gives
4 games a
advice.
year.
He's giving advice. That's
Yeah,
all he's doing.
yeah, coach. You go be a coach. Like this guy doesn't play at all. Like, I've never seen this ever.
Still getting contract. It's funny. You're
I don't
right.
get it. I don't get it. I seriously do not get it.
Well, we'll see how the Bucs season unfolds. And then once your boy Brady finally retires, finally good riddance to that man. I'm tired of him being the MVP, best QB ever. It's about time he falls on his face, man. From a Colts fan, the hating is beautiful. You feel me? National media is jabbing him. He's getting all kinds of stuff all over Twitter. Memes galore. Oh, I'm loving. I'm liking everything.
Yeah, yeah. I
him,
think you're
and-
right,
him and
man. He should
Giselle.
have stayed retired. He should have stayed retired. The worst part is that I seriously think they could have won last year. That defense didn't give up that last little field goal or that 40-yard pass to Cooper Cup. I think
Mhm.
they had a real chance. I think they would have beat 49ers or Rams. No, Rams would have played. So it would have been 49ers. Yeah, I think it would have been
49ers. Yeah. They would be 49. Look at Jimmy G, man. You
yeah,
lucky. Jimmy G has a career day when he throws for 2 touchdowns. So
yeah.
all you gotta do is hold him, outscore the 49ers. All you gotta do is put 3 touchdowns and you should win the game.
Hey,
That's how simple it is. Because the 49ers, they play great defense. They're a grinded out team. But once it becomes a shooting match,
it's
it's a wrap.
over.
It's a wrap. They can't keep up. So they gotta make sure they don't let you score or the game's over. So with all the injuries they be getting, if you score a couple of touchdowns early in the game and make them play catch up, get them out the running game, it's a wrap. Because Jimmy G can't throw them to a W. So they need a lot of that play action, a lot of the running game to help carry them
Yeah.
there. So you're right.
Yeah, on that defense. Yeah. I think
Brady
he
missed the
literally
boat.
would have won another one.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not
Sad.
mad. He already has too
Sad.
many.
Sad. That's okay. He should have retired though. It's sad.
Yeah, it's about it.
It's kind of like that Brett Favre year. Remember when Brett Favre came back for one more year with the Vikings
Yeah,
and they were atrocious?
yeah.
It's kind of reminds me of that.
Stuck
Sad.
around one year too long, buddy. You should have just stepped
Yeah.
out once you saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
But you know how these guys are. They're like,
Yeah.
I still got a little juice in the arm. I'm good.
Yeah. And he's getting what, 25 million? So
Right, that helps
paycheck's not
too.
too bad anyway.
Hey, he's gonna need that money for the divorce, man. So I feel him, dog.
I hope they don't get divorced. But he signed a 10-year, $375 million contract
Yeah,
with
with
Fox.
Fox. Yeah, I seen that because
So he's gonna get paid more.
I
He's
mean,
gonna get paid more than
paid
he paid
more.
now.
But isn't Giselle gonna take some of that?
Well, the show's worth more than him. So,
I know, but doesn't mean she don't want the money. She like, hey, I know he's getting money. I need me a cut. What's he gonna do?
I
Everybody
don't
knows.
know. I really don't know. If they're both rich, I mean, then he's gonna be like, I need a cut of yours. Like, I don't know. I just hope they don't get divorced. So
We'll see. I heard she'd be taking the kids, going somewhere else with them.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
Yes, it's getting ugly. I don't know if they can mend fences at this point. We'll see.
I really hope so.
I could get.
I really hope so. But we'll see, right?
Right. All right. So we got one more team that I know you want to bring up. So what you got with the one more team, Doc?
We can talk about the Cowboys. Your team,
Okay.
dog.
My team.
Cowboys, yeah. Yeah, Dak looked very pedestrian. Very pedestrian. Just like I predicted.
I'd be telling you, man. Give Dak a week or two, man. Let work out the rust,
So you think it's gonna be great? You think it's gonna be great against Chicago? Because that's gonna be 2 weeks. You think it's gonna be great against Chicago?
Nobody's great against Chicago. That defense for real.
So then I have to give him 3 weeks.
Old defensive coordinator.
Then I have to give him 3 weeks. Then, huh?
I mean, 3 weeks is not unreasonable.
Okay, 3 weeks will be the bye week.
Here's what's gonna happen. He's not gonna look great against Chicago, but he still get the dub, just like Cooper Rush be doing. Cooper Rush be coming up and giving you 1 touchdown games.
Just follow the philosophy.
Get the dub. No.
Copy the same homework. Copy the same word homework. Put your name on it though. Hey, follow the philosophy. Follow the Rush philosophy.
There's a difference. Dak could give you 3-4 touchdowns in the game. Cooper can't, man. That's a difference. Cooper be done at 2. Dak could be like, oh, I'll double that, man. I'll drop 4 today. And he could give you that. So that's the upside, man. The ceiling's up here. So you got to put some respect on Dak's name, man. That's why now with Dak in the helm, they have a legit chance for a Super Bowl run. With Cooper Rush, come on, man. He could squeak him into the playoffs, but he ain't outplaying no other QB.
Squeak him. Okay.
Yeah, he could squeak him in there.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it's not like he's blowing out any teams. He was winning.
He blew out the Rams.
He got 4 dubs. He got 4
10.
dubs.
Almost a blowout. Very good.
The
Super
Rams
Bowl
falling
champs.
apart, man. The Rams almost
Super
lost
Bowl
to the
champs.
Falcons. I don't know what to say about the Rams
Super Bowl
anymore.
champs.
I don't know.
Hey, Falcons beat 49ers.
Yeah.
So like I'll say, he looked pedestrian, which did shock me. It's
First
gonna be
week.
pedestrian again next week.
First week.
Pedestrian
week
against
back.
yeah, don't worry. It's
First
gonna
week back.
continue to happen. He's gonna look pedestrian against Chicago. He's gonna have a bye week. And then he's gonna play for
And
Packers.
that's when he's
gonna
going to
be
be balling.
pedestrian again.
No. The Packers. That's what I'll call it right now. He's
Okay.
balling. 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
My boy.
Heck
4
no.
touchdowns. I got it.
Heck no.
I
Heck
even like
no.
Dallas. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but now I
Yeah,
got
people losing it.
to pick a side now. So it's all right. My guy's going to have to ball out in one of these games to show why he's getting paid the big bucks. So he's got to do it against good old Aaron Rodgers. Sorry,
Hey, good
sorry,
luck.
Rodgers. It's just how it is, man.
Packers have a top 10 defense. Good luck.
Man, that defense is crap. That
Okay.
defense always folding. I don't believe in that defense.
Okay.
They be having like good players and sometimes put up good stats, but when it's time to really perform, that defense be folding every time, man. And now that the
Okay.
offense is garbage, I mean, who are they hanging their hat on now? It's like Aaron Rodgers or bust. And if the receivers ain't performing because they knew Aaron Rodgers can't deliver anymore, so the defense ain't gonna stop them. Defense ain't stopping nobody, holding people to 14 points, 10 points a game. So I don't know what to tell you. Dak, I dropped 4 touchdowns on them boys. Huh?
Okay. We'll see. I don't believe it, but we'll see. Either way.
We're speaking into existence. But all right, so that's all we have for today. We're gonna come back next week. We're gonna see who's wrong, who's right, and then moving forward, we might even start doing some predictions so we can see who's really right and wrong about these games.
Okay, first prediction. Who's going to win, Buccaneers or Ravens tomorrow? I got Buccaneers.
Ooh, Buccaneers and Ravens. Man, let me go with my boy Lamar, dog.
Okay.
I'll ride out with
Cool.
that boy Lamar, dog. All right,
Cool.
so I'll be the first
prediction right
one. Yeah. So you take your old man Brady, and I'll take the Jet Lamar.
The young guy.
Right? My guy's gonna say, "Hey, I'm tired of losing. They won't give me a contract. It's time to make everybody pay." So we'll see if he delivers. I know last week they stopped Mark Andrews. I haven't seen that before. They shut that man down.
But they still won, though.
Yeah, they still won. They still won. They
good.
found other ways to win, but I'm like, damn, they just took out Lamar's best receiving option. How's he pull this one out?
As
He
long
pulled
as
it
you
out,
win,
right?
you won.
He pulled it out, so I gave it to him. So I'm like, all right. Even if the Bucs try to repeat the same thing, Lamar already been there, done that. So he just said, hey, I know how to, I know where the cheat code is now. Y'all want to double team this man and make sure y'all keep 2 guys on them. Well, I'm going 1-on-1 with, man, you got to use the running backs. I feel like that's what you got to do. If they're focused too much on the tight ends, your receivers aren't great. So you better start using them running backs. Give them a little. If you could make him be a little threat out there, then Lamar could finally start running again. I feel like he's worrying too much about being a pocket QB and not using all his talents, because you gotta make him be scared of you again. Because you still faster than all those linebackers and D linemen on the field, and they're the ones coming after you. So if you could make the defense coordinator worry too much about you, that's to get some of your other guys open. And if they're not worried enough about you, you bust a few big ones on them. And then they get like, oh snap, what we doing? We need a QB spy. We need to make sure we send the DNs all the way out, make them start wide and come in, funnel him in the middle, make him come up. So because they gotta worry about him. And I feel like Lamar is not playing to its strengths because he got too much talent to not be winning these games out here, man. So go ahead and get Brady, I'll get Lamar, and we'll see who comes up on top.
Okay, sounds good, man. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, it's been a great show. Another one in the books. So until next week, guys, join us here again, and we'll see who's right and who's wrong on Real Talk. Peace.